It is like a finger pointing away to the moon. Don't concentrate on the finger or you will miss all that heavenly glory. Empty your mind, be formless, shapeless, like water, like water. Water can flow or it can crash. Be water, my friend. Running water never goes stale, so you gotta just keep on flowing, keep on flowing. So you gotta just keep on, so you gotta just keep on flowing. You have to train. You have to keep your reflexes so that when you want it, it's there. When you want to move, you're moving. I mean, you gotta put your whole hip into it. Snap, snap, become one with the. You better train every part of your.
What up, Fight World? Cris Cyborg said that she's ready to face Ronda Rousey at 135 pounds in December the 5th. I'll read you guys some of the stuff that was said here. This news just came out an hour ago. Some interesting stuff that was said here. The saga, obviously, you guys already know. There's nothing else out there that's being talked as far as Ronda Rousey's next supposedly opponent. But Cyborg. The saga to put together a fight between the UFC Women's Bantamweight Champion Rousey and Invicta Featherweight Champion Cyborg could be closer than ever to a resolution, depending on who you ask. It's not set in stone yet, but it's being talked. There's a lot of talk that this fight might not actually happen due to, you guys already know, Rousey's how she feels about Cyborg and the weight and the steroid use. So it's being talked. It's not impossible, but it might just happen. Anyway, Friday, manager, current wrestling coach, UFC Hall of Famer Tito Ortiz stoked and flames about potential matchup by saying that promotion had offered the Brazilian fighter the bout against Rousey for December 5th, UFC 194. The card is rumored to be bound to take place at AT&T Stadium, Texas, with more than 100,000 seats to fill for that event. If that fight happens, they'll need more than 100,000, trust me. Probably bigger than what it was with Korea. Quote unquote, I've heard from Cris actually that the fight that's supposed to be happening at Cowboys Arena is where she'll fight Rousey. That's what Ortiz said. They offered the fight to Cris. I know her management said yes, and I've told her, let's do it. It's going to be some big numbers, people. So I guess the ball's all in Ronda's corner. And Ronda wants to do it. Dana said if Cris came down to 135, they'll make the fight happen. So let's see if Ronda accepts the fight. Well, it's not that easy to make this fight happen. It's not as easy as it sounds, you know, concerning the fact that Cyborg doesn't necessarily walk around 135, 140, you know what I mean? So she's a bigger girl, but if this fight does happen, you best believe Cyborg would be under microscope as far as weight, blood test, you name it, you know what I mean? Drug test, that is. Just a day after Ortiz claims went public, Dana White quickly responded and said that the fight was absolutely not offered to Cyborg. See what I'm saying? And the former UFC light heavyweight champion was not being truthful about the post-fight. That was a complete lie. That's what Dana White said. It's 100% lie. First of all, the UFC doesn't even talk to Ortiz, so let's start there. But we haven't offered any fight to Cyborg. Tito Ortiz is just making this expletive up. In no way, shape, or form did we offer a fight against Ronda Rousey at Cowboys Stadium. Completely untrue from UFC President Dana White. At this point, Cyborg decided to get involved in the conversation by interjecting her own statement via Facebook. I'm not lying, nor is Tito. That's what Justino wrote. UFC called my manager last Sunday to see if I would fight Ronda at 135, December 5th, and I said, yes, I'm ready. That's what Cyborg said. Cyborg's manager and attorney, George Pragin then doubled down what his fighter and Ortiz said about post-bout, but not without carefully wording the statement. They have to be very, very careful what they said on this. You know what I mean? Because this can only go two ways. It could make the fight happen, or it could completely disseminate the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? I can also confirm that the end result of this conversation is that Cyborg is agreeable fighting Ronda. No doubt about that. Obviously, Cyborg wants to fight Ronda. Ronda is the undefeated champ. You know, it's big money. You know, Ronda Rousey is the highlight. She's the golden goose right now of UFC. I mean, obviously, everybody wants her. But, like I said, they're in a different weight class. You know, if that fight, like I said, did happen, Cyborg would really, really be dehydrated. Like, dehydrated. Like I said, she ain't walking around the 135. Nonetheless, 130. So, anyway, while all this may be true, the problem still remains that the UFC has stated since the day one, when talking about bringing Cyborg into the promotion and her ability to cut down to 135 pounds. That's what I'm saying. Safely to fight Rousey. I mean, even if she did cut down all the way to 135, would we see the same Cyborg that performs at 140, 145 at 135? So, I mean, it's going to be a different fight. And then if she loses, obviously, because she was dehydrated, you know, all these issues going to come up. But nonetheless, the fans would want to see that fight. You know, that's what it comes down to. Cyborg currently fights at 145 and walks around 20-30 pounds heavier before cutting down to her current weight class. Shedding an additional 10 pounds has always been the issue with putting together a Rousey versus Cyborg super fight. It's gonna be very, very hard. We at August now. We got September, October, November. So you got a little over 3 months to prepare for this fight and cut down to that weight and actually maintain that weight. You know, if that fight, Rousey versus Cyborg, is going to happen, if it's, you know, announced official, now you just don't cut down in weight, you know, a month prior. Cyborg needs to be cutting down now, like now, and training at that current weight a month or a month and a half from now. So she'd be walking around at least a month and a half at 130, 140 prior to the fight. You know, you can't just like, I'm gonna cut down on weight, you know, a month prior. No, you gotta be comfortable with that weight to be 100%, if not at least 70, 80% when the fight night comes. Cyborg maintains she would be ready for the fight December 5th, but at this point, with the card about 4 months away, it's hard to tell if the highly anticipated bout would actually come together or if this is all smoked and mirror. Like I said, it's not impossible. Ronda Rousey could potentially face Cyborg. They're saying that the ball is on Ronda's court, but to be honestly, my opinion on this, it's not on Ronda Rousey's court. The ball is at Cyborg. Why? She's the one that needs to make the weight. You know what I'm saying? I have no doubt in my mind whatsoever, even the UFC fans, that the fight can happen. And like I said, Cyborg needs to lose that weight. And even so, she needs to be comfortable at that weight in order to be competitive against Rousey. That's a normal 135-pound fighter. You know what I'm saying? We're just not gonna, you know, I mean, I know Cyborg wants to fight Rousey because of, you know, money is big and all that stuff. And not to mention, you know, an opportunity to beat Rousey as being undefeated 12-0. You know, that's all fine and dandy, but we're not going to see, like I said, 100% Cyborg if she don't start cutting down now. You know what I'm saying? Even, this is what I say, even if the fight is just being talked about, Cyborg needs to prepare now. Just in case the fight does get official and is announced, then she's already, you know, working towards that weight. Not, you know what, I'm just going to wait another month or so until the official announcement happens and you know, and that's when I'll start training. No, she needs to start training now, like if the fight was gonna really happen. You know what I'm saying? So you don't just train so close to the fight day when you got 20-30 pounds to lose. You know what I'm saying? Cyborg, from my understanding, she's walking around 150, 160, if that. You know what I'm saying? And Rousey probably walks around 140, 145 and cut down. So that's a big difference. Yes, Cyborg's a little taller. Cyborg is a little heavy girl, but that's the only reason why this fight can or can't happen is because of weight. And I'm gonna emphasize, if Cyborg does fight Rousey, it ain't gonna be a cakewalk. It ain't gonna be a walk in the park. She's gonna be under microscope with urine tests, random blood tests, and all that good stuff. You know, Dana White is just not gonna risk Rousey, even though I highly think that I believe that Rousey would beat Cyborg. Even so, I don't think that Dana White yet is prepared to risk Rousey for that fight to potentially snip that undefeated record of Rousey, you know, by Cyborg. You know what I'm saying? Right now, Rousey is the cash cow of Dana White, and Dana White is gonna milk that cow. He's gonna milk that, remain undefeated, remain the pay-per-view sensation. Because as you guys know, Rousey right now, she is the pay-per-view sensation of the UFC as of right now. You know, so let me know what you guys think of Cyborg. You know, should she cut down now before the fight even happens, or she should just wait? I mean, waiting can't do that. You know what I mean? She gotta walk around comfortable, like now, like if the fight was supposed to happen. You know what I mean? So, I mean, with the motivation like that too, not to mention, with a motivation like that too of losing weight and training up now before the fight really is announced, it gives Ronda Rousey the motivation, and it shows Dana White the motivation that Cyborg has to really fight Ronda Rousey. And potentially they'll probably say, you know, with 70-80%, they probably say yes. You know, Dana White probably say yes, and Ronda Rousey probably say yes. Oh, she's already losing weight, she's comfortable like that, okay, with no issues. Rather than October, okay, you know, October, freaking Cyborg still walking around 160. I mean, you know, that doesn't help. That doesn't help or entice the fight to happen. Well, as always, let me know what you guys think. Drop me a comment, and make sure you like my video, and I'll talk to you in the next one.
Believe in styles. Styles separate man. It's a process of continuing growth, process of water can flow or it can crash. Empty, be formless, shapeless.